Here it is. The pose of shame. The pose of shame. Well, good morning everybody and welcome. It is the 10th of December. There is a bit of a delay in the videos. There was quite a lot of footage from harvest to get through, so I actually haven't taken any footage for a week or so. Having a bit of a break, but this morning we had about sort of between properties 1 to 5 mil of rain. Currently we've got Pete, who is he's actually from podcast number 2, episode 2 of the podcast, the Open Shed podcast. He has just come to get a load of linseed this morning, but just with that bit of rain it's a little bit skiddy and he can't steer. So I'm just in the 280 and we'll go give him a tug and help him turn around to line up under the auger. Righto, we got him loaded. Yeah, a bit greasy. I just stayed around just in case. Yeah, he couldn't get any traction while trying to move to fill up the trailers. But I think I said linseed before too. It's actually chickpeas. He's carting chickpeas. Just basically into town. I'm heading down to the development block. What I've been doing the last few days, along with JD, is we have been spraying the development block with the grasshopper. That's been a few days, a little bit off and on with weather and whatnot. Well, this would have made a very good day in the life of video, but so I've made it down to the development block. So yeah, there's Tiny 3 just chilling. So what's happened, I was going to do a few jobs back at the main farm because the day's not too far from being over. And then JD has been learning lessons off me and he ran the grasshopper out of fuel. So yeah, so I have to duck down. I got the fuel trailer on the back and I'm trying to find him. All I heard was that he's in a small paddock, which would be up here. There's two, oh yeah, there he is, I can see him. There's two roughly 50 hectare paddocks right next to each other. So, and he was just a little bit far away to walk back. It'd be, I don't know, it'd be maybe 2 k's or more, and it's quite warm, so I thought I could get here quicker than he could walk, but it ended up maybe not being the case. But we're here now. So other news, the grasshopper needs 2 new front tyres. And they should be coming tomorrow, so I've got organised to get them done before we go to the South Lease block, because the South Lease block is another 25 kilometres from here, which is roughly, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 kilometres from town. So yeah, we don't really want to get them out to fit that while it's at the south lease block. So hopefully we can get them to fit it while it's here, and then we won't get a flat, because Murphy's Law says we'll get a flat as soon as we move the housem to the furthest block away. Anyway, we'll go see what JD's excuse is. See if it's as good as my ones. Here it is, the pose of shame. The pose of shame. Oh dear. Good thing I got a good handbrake. I said that you've been learning from me, so what's your excuse?
You did this about 2 years ago and I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Fuel.
I even said yesterday you should have enough fuel to get going.
Yeah. I had 15 hectares left.
15. Oh dear, it's always the way. Oh, it's just nice it wasn't me for once.
Last in the best.
I think, didn't I, like in 1 week, I think I like ran out 2 or 3 times. I ran out
just here.
I ran out here, and then we went to the South Lease block and I ran out there.
Yeah, it was for plunging.
Doesn't have a fuel gauge. Probably should put one on. Well, it does, it just doesn't work. Now the other thing was the boom tilt function's not working. Anyway, we'll get this filled up and we'll see how we go bleeding it. Well, I might teach JD how to bleed this in case it happens again and he wants to hide it from us and not tell us what's actually happened. I've done that a few times. I'll stick you there. So what you can get away with is just that back one. Sometimes you can crack them all and spin it, turn it over for a bit, but most of the time if you just crack this, see what that is, 17 mil. Once you just give it a, only has to be like a full turn or so, and if you give it a crank for about 5 seconds, righto. Righto, now the aero start. That's the politically correct name for it. Righto. Oh, the lid broke.
Oh man.
That's the biggest thing I break today. I'll be happy. So if you're worried about not having quite enough cranking power, you can crack them all, or crack, you know, 3 of them or something, and then yeah. But when you got a bit of aero start, you can get away with one. Righto.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Did you have the taps turned off? I always forget that one. Well guys, we are approaching knock off time. I'm back here at the main farm with the Challenger. So I've just been ferreting around. I did mention earlier about wanting to change it to a TX valve, which is the long-term goal, I think. But short-term, I was 99% sure the orifice tube was blocked again. That happened, I don't know, quite a few years ago now. It had gummed up. I think I've actually got the bits. It's bad. It's bad. But we knew it was probably the case. So there's the orifice tube. It sits up in that pipe there. Sits up like that, and that creates the restriction when the high pressure liquid goes through there. Creates a restriction which creates a low pressure gas, which is the cold, makes it all cold into the evaporator. But anyway, all of this stuff here was caked on the outside of it, and you can still see all of that. And what concerned me was the bits of metal in there. So that means bad things. And I'm not sure how long it's been in there, but what I was going to do anyway was flush the system. I've got the solvent and the flush gun. Oh, the flush gun was around there, you probably just saw it dangling there. And I back flushed the line which goes from the compressor to the condenser back to that where the orifice tube goes. So I flushed it back this way. And a good tip when doing that is you get a white rag, zip tight to the end of the pipe, and that way you can see you can see what's come out. Because if you do it by yourself, you flush it, all the stuff's come out, you don't know what's in there. But boy, did I find something. Surprised the aircon was working at all, to be honest. So that is part of what I would assume part of the compressor. I can't think of anything else in the system that would do that. I don't think any of the steel pipes would delaminate. But now the thing is this was replaced. The compressor was replaced. Phil replaced that when this tractor was up, where they were share farming about 3 hours away. So I don't know whether I'd have to double check with Phil whether the compressor failed. I don't think it would have been flushed, so I don't know whether this has been lurking in the system since then or if this compressor's kaput. But either way, if those things have been going around the system, this compressor's probably not going to be overly healthy. Well, after speaking to Phil, looks like I'm pretty sure from our memory, back in 2017 when the compressor was last done, pretty sure it was just the clutch, so it wasn't actually the compressor that failed, so it shouldn't have put anything through the system back then. And anyway, I probably would have told Phil that it needed to be flushed if the actual compressor had failed. Again, technically you're meant to flush it every time you replace a compressor, otherwise it voids the warranty on the compressor. But it's all, the funny thing about air conditioning systems, it's all about risk. I've seen people have a compressor fail, send metal through the whole system and not flush it, put a compressor on, and somehow it worked for years. And then sometimes you can do all the right things and one little bit of metal gets in the wrong spot, and after you've flushed it 5 or 6 times, and it wrecks the system. So it's about how much risk you want to take. But anyway, that's where we're at, guys. It's going to be I'm just going to chase up some parts and all that boring stuff, so it's probably a good time to leave the video, because this is going to be a few days, this project with the aircon, so it'll just be you guys will be filled in just here and there throughout the following videos, I guess. But thanks for watching, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. It has been a very interesting day, so we'll catch you in the next one, guys.